Okay, now we get to do what we really came in here for, which is to discuss equations of circles. While there is a worst case scenario, we are not going to deal with the worst case scenario today. Okay, about circles. Our goal is this. We're going to start with a general equation of a circle, which looks like this: x squared plus y squared plus, I don't know how many x, plus some number of y plus a constant is equal to 0. Now, I know that it is a circle because I have a coefficient of positive 1 on both the x squared and the y squared. Okay, that's the general equation of a circle, and I want to transform that into the standard equation of a circle, which goes like this: x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. And when we have an equation in that form, we know that the center is at the point h comma k, and the radius is r. Okay. So how we're going to do this is this. We're going to start with one of these and turn it into one of these, and then make sure that we can get back to where we started. Okay, so let's C be a circle with center at -3, 1, and radius r equal to 5. Okay, so if those are the specs, then we know that this is the standard equation. Because I meant to write my template here first, because my standard equation goes like this. So when I simplify the first equation, I have x plus 3 squared plus y minus 1 squared is equal to 25. And to draw this, where'd that come from? Hang on. Okay, so I'm going to graph this one, this circle. So I have the center at -3, 1 here. And the easiest thing to do is to take the radius and add that much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In both the vertical and horizontal directions. And then connect those dots. And practicing drawing a circle by connecting these dots is something you can do when you're not otherwise engaged. Okay. And then the coordinates of these points, we have the center at negative 3, comma 1. I'm going to add 5 to the x-coordinate, subtract 5 from the x-coordinate, and do the same with the y-coordinate. Hold the x-coordinate constant and add or subtract the value of the radius. Okay. Then, next thing I want to do is turn this into a standard equation, so I'm going to expand. Now, this is not what we ordinarily do with these things. I just want to illustrate where it comes from. So we have x squared plus 6x plus 9 plus y squared minus 2y plus 1 is equal to 25. Now I'm going to rearrange stuff. So I have x squared plus y squared plus 6x minus 2y plus 9 plus 1 minus 25 is equal to 0. And when I consolidate these constants, I have minus 15 is equal to 0. And this is the general form, but you know, when you look at it, it doesn't come right out and tell you that it has a center at negative 3, 1, and a radius of 5. So what we're going to do now is complete the square and get back to the standard equation. So I collect my x business together, and then I leave a gap. And I collect my y business together, and I leave a gap. Now, where these gaps are, you know I'm going to add something to make a fancy form of the number 0. I'm going to move that constant over to the other side, and I'm going to put 2 gaps on the right. This is a variation. So let's see, over here, let's see, 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 squared is 9, so I'm going to add 9 on the left. And instead of subtracting 9, I'm going to add 9 on the right. Now I've done the same thing to both sides of the equation, so everything is still in balance. I add 1 here, I add 1 to the other side of the equation. And what do I get? Now I have x plus 3 squared plus y minus 1 squared is equal to 15 plus 9 plus 1, which is 25. Okay. Let's do the same without the back and forth to an equation from the book. We'll do 2 of these. Okay, so the first one is problem number 54 from page 264. And it looks like this. X squared plus y squared plus 12x minus 6y minus 4 is equal to 0. Now, because of the coefficients of exactly 1, there and there, I know that this is a circle. So, in order to find the standard equation, I'm going to rearrange. So I have x squared plus 12x and a gap. Plus y squared minus 6y and a gap. I'm going to move that 4 to the other side of the equation. And I'm going to add 2 things on the left, so I will add 2 things on the right. What I'm shooting for here is I'm going to complete the square for x stuff, and I'm going to complete the square for y stuff. Okay, the x stuff, let's see, I have 12. If I divide that by 2, I get 6. And if I square 6, I get 36. So I'm going to add 36 in that gap. 6 divided by 3, no, by 2. Gracious. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 3 squared is 9. So I add 9 here. I added 36 and 9 to the left side, so I'm going to add 36 and 9 to the right side. So now I have x plus 6 squared plus y minus 3 squared is equal to 49. So I have a circle with center -6, +3, and radius 7. And here's a picture of this equation in Desmos. And so we can see when I have added and subtracted 7 to the x-coordinates and the y-coordinates that the specified points are on the circle. Okay, let's do one more and then call it a day.